welcome to Strange Mix Band. We're going to start with Will today. Will, you're the newest member of the band. What's been your experience recording with Strange Mix?
It's been really great. It's my first legitimate recording experience, so it's been fun learning how the process works. It's really nice being able to just come in, set my stuff up, play what's needed, and walk out. It's a lot more streamlined than going to a gig and having to waiting around and praying that they're going to bring you food and you're going to get paid.
So, do you have a favorite song from the project?
Probably "Sweet Jesus." I like the intro a lot on that, and it was really fun recording that. That was probably my most fun recording session, was that song.
Now, you record with other bands, is that right?
Yes, so I've recorded a few songs with a band called The Left Gun. They're like a Midwestern emo pop kind of group. And then I also play a lot of shows with a jazz group called The Road to Coronado. We play like jazz, funk, Latin tunes. We don't really record as much though.
Right. Mark, it's the second time you've recorded with the band. What's been your experience?
Same as the first time. It's a very easy experience recording with this band. Paul, the way he writes and the way he can express his views on the songs and where he's coming from makes it real easy for someone that has any kind of knowledge on recording to step right in and do what is needed for the song. So it couldn't be happier with the process.
So speaking of Paul, you co-wrote the song "Your Hate Can't Kill Our Love" with Paul. What was that experience like?
Well, the experience was great. Paul came to me and said that he had written some music,
Right.
and couldn't come up with some lyrics for it, so he wanted to know if I'd take a shot at it. So listening to it, the first thing that grabbed me on that song was it kind of had some vibes of Sly Stone. And so I immediately started thinking along those lines. And the overall message of the band for me, for the most part, has been positive. It's not a negative band. We're not screaming about stuff and that kind of thing. So I wanted to take that approach lyrically, and that's what I did. Just approach it from a positive standpoint.
And what's the song about?
So there's the, kind of the thought that love conquers all. And that's where I was coming from with that no matter, we live in such a polarized world, and I know that expression is thrown around a lot, but it literally is a polarized world where if you're wearing the wrong shirt or wrong hat, or you say something that used to be okay, but now it's not, you get called out immediately for it. And I think it's easier to approach with a smile than a frown. So that's where the idea comes from. Your hate is not going to trump our love. And no, not meaning a pun there.
So what would be your favorite song from the set?
I'm with Will. "Sweet Jesus." I was listening to that last night. It's just a favorite song to me. I mean, and hearing Will say how when he went into the recording process, makes sense on the energy of that song. It's a very lively, alive song, and I love it. The message is straight up and forward, but the song itself makes you feel the message. So that's why it's my favorite.
And do you play out with other bands?
I do. I on occasion will play with a Bowie tribute band, and then I have my own stuff that I do that we're not playing live yet, but at some point we will be.
And I understand you have a solo recording project. Tell us a little bit about that.
I do. And it's called Cram Enots, which is my name spelled backwards. And this project is kind of an ode to 70s, 80s, 90s pop rock kind of thing. So it's much different than anything I've ever done, but it's very satisfying and fun.
Eric, Paul always describes you as the Brian Wilson of the band. Do you know why he would do that?
I guess I have a guess. Only because I sort of do arranging and I play multiple instruments, and then I'm also involved in the recording part, actual engineering of the recordings.
So, what do you do during the recording process? What kind of things?
Well, usually I get the song from Paul, and then depending on what part of the process it's in, I might add some parts writing wise, but usually it's pretty complete. I will contribute my instruments, I guess, usually bass and then keyboards sometimes, then vocals last, usually do that together. And I mix it and then we send it off.
So, you and Paul wrote Jazz Walk together. How did that song come about?
That was like a simple chord progression that I made up that I liked because I knew a few different bass lines that would fit under it easily. So it was just something I started playing. I think the first time we played it together was when he gave me the jazz bass. And we were just testing it out. I just played that progression. And he was like, that's cool. And then we just started building it. Just grew out of that, basically.
So, do you have a favorite song from the project?
I need a list. I'm trying to remember all of them. Some of them we did really quickly, and then others took a lot longer.
You can say it's Jazz Walk. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like instrumentals in general, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. But also, I liked, Sweet Jesus was a really good one. Even, especially from my perspective, like the bass line for that is like, there's a lot of movement. So I guess maybe I don't have a favorite. I don't know.
Okay. And you play with another band? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I play in a band called Citrus. My friend Caleb, we've been doing that for a while.
What kind of music is it?
Somebody called it psychedelic funk the other day. I thought that was funny.
Paul, tell us about the new EP, Night Sky. What is your view of this EP? What is your goal? What were you going for?
We just go through a process. This is our second EP, but I feel like it's been done very professionally. Like Eric mentions, at the end of the process, it's sent off to a really good engineer down in Florida, and he does the final mix and engineering. So this is our second professional EP. And each time we do it, it's a process. It probably takes 1 year, to complete a project. So that means that I started writing for this project probably at the end of 22, in the beginning of 23. And it's just, when I write the songs, it's just like there's something on my mind, and I take whatever's on my mind and convert that into a song. And so the only difference between this project and the last project had 12 new songs on it. This one only has 10. So
speaking about the EP specifically, where did you come up with the picture for the cover?
My family and I were on a cruise, and I think that was taken in Croatia. It was just a shot from the boat looking into the bay.
And how did you come up with the name?
Because the shot that I took looking into the bay was at night, so I named it Night Sky.
Genius.
So what would be your favorite song?
Let me just say that, like, on Sweet Jesus, that seems to be a really popular song, was a song that did not make the cut of our first EP. So it was a song that I felt wasn't good enough. And so when we brought it on board, we did a lot of work to it. And there's another video out there where Sweet Jesus became a great song because of what Eric did. He added this intro to the song. It just makes it, in my opinion, a very good song. But my personal opinion, there's a song that was one of the first songs we did, and I think it's called Anthem of Pain. And I think Anthem of Pain, I mean, to me, it's one of our more complicated songs. And Eric and I work really close on that one. There's a lot of keys. There's a solo in the song with Eric playing keys, and it's probably the most complicated song that we wrote on this project, and it's probably my most favorite song.
Mark, where can people buy or stream this new EP?
Pretty much everywhere that you stream music. So all the major ones: Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, Deezer. Everywhere that you find your streaming, you can find, stream, and buy.
Okay, and for all of you, do you have any plans to perform your material live in the future?
Everybody looks at me.
I hope so.
The only way I think about that a lot, and if we were to try to perform the music on our first two EPs, we'd have to bring in another player, because there's a lot of songs with two guitar players. There's a lot of songs where we'd have to have somebody on the keys, probably have somebody back in the vocals. I think if the opportunity ever came for us to perform live, we would perform live, and I think the result would be pretty cool.
Is there plans for another project?
Yeah, I've already started writing the first song of the new project. So that means if this is March of 2024, it'll probably take me till March of 2025 to finish it. But it's in its very, very beginning phase with the new song.
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.